Hi, I'm Laura Carpenter. I'm the CEO of Bula Law, a company with a history of helping the industry with pharmacy law intelligence. We've all heard about the recent fungal meningitis outbreak, and as a pharmacist, this really deeply concerns me. And we at Bula want to extend our thoughts and prayers to those individuals who've been harmed by this and to their families, and particularly to those who have lost their lives. So what happened? What we really don't know what happened. We're still gathering the facts, but what we do know is more than 250 people have been infected with fungal meningitis from a product that was from an entity that was purporting to be compounding as a pharmacy. This is really the beginning of what can be an ongoing tragedy for many patients. Pharmacists are the ones that should be compounding. Pharmacists are ones who are specially trained. Now, one of our credos is, like all other healthcare providers, first do no harm, and that's why this is so distressing as a pharmacist. Pharmacists are the medication use experts. They're able to tell what drugs can be put together, either in a compound or that a patient can take them separately and make sure that there's not interactions. And if they're compounded, that they won't have any chemical reactions when put together. Pharmacists really play a critical role in healthcare. They're the ones that know how medications could be used best. You know, in this situation, we ask, who's responsible for this terrible tragedy? And really, there are three players here. First of all, it's the pharmacy, or the entity that was compounding and that is being called a pharmacy. The regulators, and those people who purchase these products. You know, pharmacy is one of the most regulated industries in the country. I don't know of one that has more entities that are governing how it will practice. You know, a lot of news stories have said that there is absolutely no oversight over compounding pharmacies in the federal level, and that's absolutely incorrect. First of all, the FDA does have authority over pharmacies. The FDA has the authority to inspect any facilities that holds, stores, or distributes drugs. It's a pharmacy. And in fact, every day the FDA is inspecting pharmacies. In addition, if a pharmacy goes outside of its scope of practice and becomes a manufacturer, as is alleged in this case, the FDA has direct jurisdiction over everything they do. The pharmacy is responsible. The pharmacy is responsible to act like all pharmacists do. Pharmacists are the medication experts. They're the ones who've been trained to compound. They're the ones that, where they're doing sterile compound, they have the appropriate facilities, clean rooms that keep out germs, that keep out debris, that keep everything so that it does not get contaminated when they're used appropriately. Who else is responsible? Regulators. Regulators have, in this case, there were numerous violations in the past. What was happening between those violations? What was happening since the last violation? Let's say the regulators did do all that they could. Now is the real opportunity for us to find the rules and to put the laws that close the gap between what is legitimate pharmacy compounding and what happened here would be manufacturing. Let's close that gap. Get some legislation in there to make sure that we protect patients so they can continue to get their individualized medicines and that it's safe and that we don't have the gap any longer. Finally, the last person or group of people who are responsible are those purchasers. Purchasers need to ensure that they're purchasing their drugs from an appropriate source. First of all, in this case, the pharmacy was not accredited. There was nothing to show that they were following proper procedures, and they had a history of violations. Any purchaser needs to do their due diligence to make sure that they're getting products from a reliable source. Pharmacy compound is critical and it needs to continue. And we need to come up with new regulations to bridge that gap between what's legitimate compounding and what is manufacturing. Thank you.